What is up, guys? I'm Ted with the A-Team. Today I'm here with Kazu Okuda. Kazu is a cinematographer that shoots with Nike, the MoMA, and Vogue. He's a beast. I love him. Last week we visited a fashion shoot he was doing in New York City at Contra Studios, where he went over his top tips on how to engage with talent. Tip 1. Research your talent.
If you look at their website, most of the best talents are represented by agencies. You could look at their portfolio and see a good range of work. And you can find what you like the best and why you like it, you ask yourself. And then that can be a hint for lighting and camera angles.
Kazu only works with high-level talent, which usually means that there's already a lot of work that has been done with them, including a portfolio of selects that the agency has handpicked to represent their model's best angles. Now, I know there are a lot of shooters out there that cannot afford to work with agencies, but the key here is that you need to be actively looking through what is available about your talent. Tip 2. Eye contact with the camera.
You need to engage with the audience, so you want the talent to have eye contact directly with the lens.
I know it goes against everything you think you know about filmmaking, but Kazu has a real point here. In fashion, by having your model stare directly into the lens, rather than looking even just a little bit off, the difference will make your viewer feel as though the model is staring directly at them.
And also with fashion, if they're actually looking a little off-center, it almost looks like BTS, and you want to avoid that.
Tip 3. Experiment for the first couple takes. Yes, I know that the first tip was to research your talent to make sure that you don't go in blind, but tip 3 is all about making sure that you stay open to change and new ideas, especially during the first couple takes.
On your first take, you're also discovering the talent. There's a few angles that you thought you liked. However, when you have them in your setup, it might not be the perfect angle for that shoot. So you want to give them a little bit of freeway, see what they could do. You might find some stuff that's magical that you didn't even know, or that's not even their portfolio, and you won't have that unless you give them a little bit of leeway. They are also kind of used to being more spontaneous, so you want to give them a little bit of space and find that angle on the first one, just like the shoot we did, and then from the next take, everything speeds up. And make sure you never ask them to do anything they're not comfortable.
Tip 4. Use props. The next point that Kazu made clear was to prepare a couple of props, even if you're just the cinematographer of the shoot.
You're usually busting out 8 to 12 shots a day. There comes a point that it does start to feel a little boring. For the talent and people working all day on this, they need a little change, and it helps keep the enthusiasm and the energy level up.
So even if you're just shooting the piece, it helps to have a couple of items, less because of their actual on-screen change, but because of the slight variation that can help change the pace when things start to feel stale. Lastly, observe your talent. Now, I know this might sound like a given, but one thing that Kazu definitely made clear was how crucial it is to observe your talent, not just for how they look, but also how they felt about the shoot.
A lot of times they're under really hot lights, so you want to make sure they're not burning. Make sure there's air conditioning in between the set or a fan. Make sure they're hydrated. Or they could be out in the cold and they're freezing. Make sure they're covered during the takes so they're not freezing. Another benefit of LEDs is it doesn't get as hot, and there are more and more powerful LEDs available now.
One thing I noticed that Kazu did was that he made a point to use his talent as little as possible. Now, that's fantastic because it keeps your talent fresh for when it matters most, and all it takes is a little bit of dedication to use a stand-in while you light your scene and find your angle. So there's Kazu's tips on how to engage with talent. If you like these tips, you can find Kazu on Instagram at abc123kazu. Make sure to also find Aputure on Facebook, Instagram, the works. I'm Ted from the A-Team. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys next time.